My life has been full of no's. Born to a teenage mother was the first time the world told me no. No to graduating high school. If I can be honest with you all today, I'm not supposed to be here based off what society says. No to going to college, because that's what the right thing is to do. You see, then I started to think after college, because I finally got in after so many rejections. I tried to apply to a job, because once again, that's the right thing to do. And I applied to jobs and jobs over and over again. And I was emailed a polite, "We regret to inform you, but no." And so my life has been wrapped up with no's and rejections. The list goes on. If I can think, I've probably gotten over 345 no's. Not yet, maybe next time. And so I want you to start thinking about the list of no's that you may have received. You see, I started to think, it may not be the no's. It may be how I react to the no's. I think a lot of times, this is me. I'm throwing spaghetti at the wall and trying to figure out what sticks. I'm simply getting mad at myself because what did I do wrong? Why didn't I get the job? Why didn't I get accepted to college? Why do everyone have something to say about it being from a teenage mom? No. And I think that's the problem. It's not that you will never receive the no. It is how you respond to the no's. 2016. I'm going to take you back, not too far. I decided to go to college. I took finite math. Listen. You don't got to know what it is. It's cards, it's numbers, it's problem solving. It's all the things I know nothing about. I took finite math 3 times. Guess I couldn't get it right the first 2 times. I was on my final straw with finite math. Now, I went to IUI, which was formerly known as IUPUI, and my tuition probably was about over $50,000. My mother and my father helped me pay for my tuition. If I did not pass this final class, I was not graduating. And so I thought to myself, I can't call my mama. She gonna say, I don't know what you think about to happen. So I'm gonna call my dad. But before I decided to call my dad, I went to the doctor, because the no's just keep piling up. Why don't we see what's going on with ourselves? I go to the doctor. The doctor informs me that I'm overweight. Well, I knew I was about 60 pounds heavy. You telling me something I know. I don't know why in that moment, it felt like the world was hitting me. It was a confirmation of the no's. So I called my dad. Chill guy, super chill, barely talks. I say, life is just really hard. I got finite math. I don't know if I'm gonna pass. And you know how my mama is. I don't know if I'm gonna graduate. And then I don't like myself. I'm overweight. I'm tired. I don't like myself. And he said to me, it's not about what's going on. It's how you respond to what's going on. And so he also reaffirmed me and let me know that I'm beautiful. But if you want to change something about yourself, let's make strides to do so. Finite he couldn't help me with. I had to figure that out on my own. But I did end up passing finite. And I did end up losing over 60 pounds. You see, the reality is I lost 60 pounds, but I gained so much more. And so I start to think about just taking a step back to really realize those small steps. If I can be honest with you all, after that, I really took off. You see, I'm known to the world as a professional weightlifter. Nah, I don't compete. I say that for somebody else. I don't compete, but I professionally help Black women across the world lift as they climb. I believe that fitness and strength training is one of the finest things we can do. And I'm actually pretty good at it. I mean, I lift heavy. You see the picture. And so I have transformed the no that the doctor told me into a yes for myself and someone else. Let me lay out some stats for you all. 17.3 million black women are diagnosed as being overweight or obese. I didn't even know we had that many black women in the world, but okay. And then 1 out of 5 may experience some form of mental health disorder, issues within their lifetime. Now I know what you all are thinking. These are numbers. They're not numbers. They are stories. They are stories of black women who have been told no, time after time again. No to your health. No that we can't fix you. It's silence that has happened within black women. And so I started to think, is it the no? Or is it society? You see, I think it's a system issue. I think the system has designed for black women to be incompetent and also to not get up from the no's. The system has enabled us to think that we should lay down and be no. And so how do we move forward? Well, I had to start thinking. Then I did. When was the first time you saw someone experience a no? How did they react? Because the reality is childhood issues impact how you show up. For me, it was my mom. I told y'all she had me at 16. She looked good. My mom had me at 16 years old. And I think it was during the time that society continues to tell black women no. No, that you can't have a child at 16 because that's not the age requirement that you're supposed to have one. No, that you can't graduate from high school because you have to take care of your child. No, you can't go off to college because Lord forbid that you have a higher education. No, no one may want you because you had a child at 16. Constant reminders of those no's. But I started to look at my mom and how she responded to the no's. I started to think, what if the no's were kind of like a marble statue? Each one of them are building her into the masterpiece that she's supposed to be. Each no is building you up to get to that purpose that you're supposed to be fulfilled. What if those no's are just redirection? And so one thing that I admired about my mom and also about myself is she embraced the chaos. I'm not telling you that no is not going to happen to you. You might get a no tomorrow. I don't know you. I'm telling you to embrace what is happening in the chaos. My dad told me that it is not what you do in a situation, it is how you respond. I am telling you that society has put a level of expectation that you are supposed to receive a no. And so how do we respond in the chaos? I come from a black family. And a black family, what happens in this house stays in this house. Hello. I think we need to get outside that house. In order for us to embrace the chaos, we got to get things outside of the house. We got to figure out, how do we ask for help? Imagine if I didn't make that call. Imagine if my mother didn't decide to keep going on. And so how are you making strides to get out of the house? Childhood issues impact how we grow and how we show up today. Most importantly, community. I like to call them a board of directors. After you are outside the house, who are those board of directors that you can lean on and call on? I'm not talking about someone that's unreliable now. We didn't say them. But a board of people that you can call. I call my dad. He's my sounding board when I need to breathe and get back to a space that I want to go to. Who is that person for you? Who is that person that reaffirms that you are that person? Because we need those people around. Because when the chaos is starting to happen, when that spaghetti is on the wall, you need someone to help you pick that up. And so find you that person. Lastly, most importantly, this is the most important thing, learn to unlearn. We have so many systematic issues and problems that from our ancestors, from our parents, that are problematic. We need to learn to unlearn some of those things. Habits become behaviors. And so how are we being intentional with unlearning those things? We learned to be silent in chaos. We need to unlearn those things. Now, I told you all a list of my no's, but I can't leave with telling you a list of my yes. Yes to being a college graduate. Yes to receiving a master's degree. Yes to speaking to over 8,000 people worldwide every year. Yes to helping thousands of Black women realize that they can lift, not just weight, but anything that they are facing in life. Yes to being born to a mother at 16. Yes to having a family that reaffirms you and who you are. And yes to embracing the chaos. What is your yes? Remember, every moment is a choice. Build those small moments, marbles, into a statue, because you are a work of art.